Hello and welcome back to the History Channel. My name is Idan and I'll be your digital history teacher. I will teach you about international history from the late 1800s to the mid 1900s in a 16-part series. This is part 13 and the start of a new chapter. Chapter 4, China and Japan 1912 to 1945. This chapter is about the reasons for the growth of Chinese nationalism, the reasons for and implications of the increasing popularity of the KMT and the CCP, the reasons for and implications of increasing rivalry between the KMT and CCP, and the failure of democracy in Japan and its implications for Japan itself. I will be talking about 4.1. What were the implications of the warlord era that affected China from 1916 to 1928? Section A. Issues facing China. China began to use Western-style education. They began industrialization with factories and coal mines. Infrastructure was developed, such as roads, and now they would begin changing their political system. Sun Yat-sen wanted to adopt Western styles of democracy and others, so he founded the Revived China Society and joined anti-government groups to overthrow the Manchu dynasty, but he failed and began raising money internationally. The Empress Susi died, giving a 3-year-old heir to the throne, which caused a revolution among soldiers called the Shanghai Revolution. Many provinces became independent, so the Manchu government asked Yuan Shikai to become prime minister. Sun Yat-sen returned and formed the Kuomintang Party, also known as the KMT, and he became provisional president of the United Provinces of China and later established the Republic of China. Sun and Yuan negotiated, and the emperor would be abdicated. And this made Yuan president of China. And he made China republic. This influence with Song Xiaozhen, the prime minister, the former prime minister, who established himself as a military dictator. Sung was later killed by Yuan. Sung was killed by Yuan, and Sun feared for his life and fled to Japan, urging for a rebellion. Yuan heard this and banned the KMT from China. Yuan almost gained full control after issuing a constitution that gave him power over the military, economy, foreign policy, and civil law, but he was opposed by some provinces. He ended up losing popularity after accepting Japan's 21 demands, which gave them influence and power in China. After this, he became emperor, which caused anger and lack of support, causing him to resign after 93 days. And shortly after, a few days later, he died. Li Yuanhong became president with no support, causing China to have hundreds of small states with violent warlords determined to gain wealth and power. The warlord armies rose from 500,000 to 2 million people in a span of 12 years. And by 1918, China officially became weak and had limited authority in their country. The social and economic reforms were bad, and warlords helped disintegrate their country as a whole. Moving on to section B, reasons for and the impact of the May 4th movement. By 1915, intellectuals and writers formed a new cultural movement, claiming that China's weakness was caused by being outdated and it should be restored by using Western beliefs. Many students also committed to this, and on May 4th, 5,000 students from Peking University gathered and chanted nationalist slogans and would boycott Japanese products and to not sign the Paris peace settlements. 100,000 workers declared strike, and all this was later viewed as positive due to the impact, influence, power, and modernization. Moving on to section C, reasons for the growth of the KMT under Sun Yat-sen. Chen Dui helped establish the Chinese Communist Party, which spread to 1,000 people and was supported by the USSR. However, they were small, so they joined with Sun's KMT. and they both gained financial and military training by the USSR. Sun wanted nationalism, democracy, and social and economic reform. KMT gained support in some parts of China, but would bring a revolution. Moving on to Section D, the Northern Expedition. KMT and the Communist Party defeated two warlords in a 4-year expedition with Russian help for KMT's military and political strength, and by the end of 1926, they grew to 250,000 members. In 1927, the KMT established two governments with the leadership of Wang Qingwei and Chiang Kai-shek. They took control of Wuhan, Shanghai, and Nanking, and were recognized overseas. The KMT was later confronted by Japanese army in the Jinan incident, and thousands of soldiers and citizens were killed. So that's the end of 4.1. Tune into the next video for the next part, which will go into 4.2.